Hi guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video, and welcome to Autistic Wednesdays. I don't remember what day it was again then. Or Autistic Wednesdays, or Autism Wednesdays, whichever one you prefer. I'm just going to check I'm live on Facebook, which I am, thankfully. So once again, hi guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video, and welcome to Autism Wednesdays, or Autistic Wednesdays, whichever one you want to call it. I've been out of the blue. My tech system, my laptop was working fine, and it's suddenly giving me a few problems. So I'm hoping this is going to upload as well as possible, all being well. God willing, Godspeed, all that kind of thing. And something's happened to my laptop because the time on the bottom corner of my laptop says 10:15, which I wish it was, but it's according to my mobiles, and I've got two of them. They both say it's about 11:45, or 10:40 or whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. I'm hoping my laptop will last as well as possible and won't let me down. A bit worried about that, but all being well, I'll be able to upload these videos. Not sure what I'd do without my laptop, but maybe I'll have to get a new one. I don't know. But yeah, here you go. So this time I'm going to focus on the YouTube screen. I'm pretty sure in part one I focused on the Facebook screen. So yeah, I went for a walk in the nice weather, nice blue sky, and I had something to eat, had a shower. Well, I had a shower, then I had something to eat, and a nice night. But anyway, these are pointers number 11 to 20 on how to empower autistic people on Wednesdays. I like to stick to certain themes on certain days. Please wish me well. I appreciate your likes, sharing of the video, especially with autistic people and their families, or anyone interested in autism. Experts, families, individuals with autism. Being very pedantic, I said that in the wrong order, but anyway, autistics themselves, experts, family members, and for anyone else interested in autism. And I mean, this is not just, I hope people will support my video anyway, but I'm probably waffling, but these are pointers number 11 to 20. I appreciate that, so you can help me in any way you can, and hopefully you'll get involved in commenting. I'd love to know how would you empower autistic people, and would you have a different theme for each day like I do, or would you just say just generally, or whatever, what would you be your autism empowerment plan? And here goes. So number 11, I'd love to change perceptions and change the I'm thinking of words that begin with W. I thought of like it'd be cool if there was a walking group for people with autism, if they wanted to join that, so they could have people to walk with if they feel confident. So a lot of time when I walk, I like to walk by myself, but sometimes it's good to have company, and maybe some autistic people need that help with socializing or want to walk with different people or whatever. So I think it'd be cool if autistic people were encouraged to walk more, and to record there were walking groups which could help autistic people to walk in those groups. Also, I thought of, again, a word that begins with W, not my favourite word, certainly when you put hard in front of it, but changing work, changing autistics' experience of work, perhaps, maybe making workplaces more favourable to autistic people if autistic people want extra or need jobs. Although I don't want to force anyone to help us. I don't want to do DEI, diversity, equity and inclusion, or anything like that. I want it to be because people want to employ autistic people, maybe see the strengths. Although I'd kind of love autistic and other atypical people to form our own sort of network. As I said before, I keep saying, but I've not been diagnosed with autism, but as an atypical person, or neurodivergent, or whatever term you want to use. But yeah, to network together and run businesses and invest and things like that, work together on social media and that kind of thing. But some autistic people might just want to be a teacher, or some might want to be a cleaner, some might want to be a dustbin collector, garbage collector for any Americans out there, or whatever it might be. But at least having those options. But again, I don't want to force any employer to give us opportunities if they don't want to. Atypical people generally, but including autistics. But it'd be good to have those opportunities, and also for, as I mentioned in part one, like us to have productive work and be given like productive meaning and that kind of thing. it would be good, I suppose, to have our own opportunities. Like people have talked about autistic people struggling to get their foot in the door, so to speak, for careers like in tech or whatever. Yeah, I'd love to invest together so that we can choose whether we want to work or not and have money coming in whether we want to work or not. But as I say, I'd love to have like second chances and walking groups and things like that as well. Yeah, I think that covers everything for point number 11. But as I say, changing perceptions of autistic people and what work autistic people can do, maybe even helping autistic people to believe in themselves and what work they can do, maybe. As ever, I'd love to know what you think about each point I raise, especially autistic people, experts, or people who are family members or of autistics, or people who are interested in autism, or just sharing ideas or whatever. I'd love to know what you think. And even though I'm not sharing specific facts or whatever, I'd love for maybe people to share those facts or things about autism which people can share in the comments and read together or whatever to find out more. In one better way of putting it. I was going to say in the intro, I've got so many ideas on my mind and I'm trying to prioritize and think what's trivial and what's not trivial, what should I mention, what shouldn't I mention. I know I do struggle with words and over talking and things like that. And yeah, what should I say, what's trivial and what's not. And I can be really quiet, but then when I talk, it's hard to shut me up. But on that note, I'm going to move on to point number 12. I hope I didn't forget anything, but I'm going to move on to point number 12 and say, also working out, another way that begins with W, workouts. I feel bad today I didn't go to the gym because time eluded me. So my motivation, organisation, time, sleeping too much, not having enough time or whatever, thinking of too many things, struggling to prioritise, struggling to get motivated as well, and that kind of thing, and all those sorts of things together. So I didn't go to a gym, unfortunately, today. So it's been a while since I've been going to a gym and doing my workouts and things like that. I heard a bit about the Stoltman brothers, who are said to be, if I pronounce that right, Stoltman or whatever, from Scotland, who are said to be two of the strongest people in the world, or they were. I don't know if they're still. I imagine they're still up there somewhere as some of the strongest people in the world. And one of them is autistic, and I saw him talking about being autistic. I think it was on an advert for something to do with empowerment or whatever, some sort of company which was talking about empowering autistics or whatever. But anyway, he said about when he was younger, one of his PE teacher for some reason said he'll never amount to anything, and he goes, that really destroyed his confidence as an autistic person. I would have thought it would have been someone in like a different subject, but anyway, PE for those overseas stands for physical education. So like playing sports and that kind of. But he said his brother took him to the gym and he used to hate it, but then he got into it and he started enjoying it. He started falling in love with going to the gym and probably setting goals and feeling better about himself. I think it does release endorphins. It can be a bit boring, I think, for me, because I need to do different things, although I'm contradicting myself because I know I talk about a lot of the same ideas and whatever. But yeah, I was going to make a lame joke. I'm going to make a lame joke about lame joke alert coming up. Not me, but he talked about. I think it's Tom Stoltman. Unfortunately, the team he supports, he does support a really horrible team, a really rubbish and horrible team, which is my least favourite team. I dislike them even more than Arsenal, which is Rangers, or as I call them, the Rankers. I would say they're my least favourite sports team. And as a sports team, I wish them nothing but bad luck. But I don't wish the players or manager or whatever, because they're just doing their job or whatever. From a human level, I normally wish people well, pretty much always, but unless I'm angry, I guess. But anyway, talking about going off topic, going off the rails, but yeah, so I probably wouldn't say it to his face because he'll probably beat me up if I did, or maybe not. But yeah, I don't like the team he supports. I love for autistic people to support Italian football and Celtic. But on that note, number 13, I'm going to say a negative point out of the way, which is like, again, another word that begins with W, and I think of negatives with point number 13. For the number 13, so I think of like weaknesses. What are some of the weaknesses autistics face and some of the troubles and challenges, issues or whatnot? But yeah, what are some autistic weaknesses? Like sometimes it could be making eye contact, knowing how to fill out forms and how to do interviews, knowing how to not live in a dream world and apply for jobs or whatever it might be. I'd love to know people, maybe autistic people again themselves, talking about their weaknesses. Sometimes it could be experts, sometimes it could be family members or whatever, whoever's interested in autism, perhaps talking about some weaknesses. I know you can probably just Google it anyway. But yeah, on the theme of autism, and from a more selfish point of view, as well as some of the negatives I'd like to get out of the way, but yeah, I'd like to know some of the weaknesses and also some of the negatives as well about autism, as well as the positives. But as I said before, I'd love to see what what autistics can do to make Italian footy, soccer, calcio, football, or whatever you want to call it, world class. And it'll be interesting what out of the box sort of things autistics could do. And I'd love for Italy to host events to invite autistic people from Italy itself and from around the world, including those from the diaspora, and just autistics generally to have like a miniature World Cup, for instance, for autistics. There could be the Autistic World Cup held in Italy or whatever, an unofficial World Cup, or all sorts of different events, tourneys as I call them, tournaments, cups, leagues, or whatnot, and also seeing what there could be the specific theme of how autistics could help to make Italian football world class by playing football in Italy, sharing ideas, investing into Italian football, sponsoring it, even donating to it, perhaps if they wanted to do that. Also, that would be their choice, but I would to encourage autistics to do that and maybe get into football again, as I say, to make Italian football world class. Number 14, also saying what Celtic, as I said in part 1, and I said it quite a few times, but also working on problem solving. I normally think of problem solving for point number 14. Number 15, as I talked about in part 1, I'd love to see what support could be given to autistic people to work on their aims and ambitions. I'll say whether that's in terms of poetry, art, writing, works by autistics, and things like maybe museums could have exhibitions by autistic artists, or even poets, artists, and writers. I talked about autistic poor in part 1. I know PAW. And that kind of thing. But yeah, how can we help autistics to reach their aims and ambitions and whatnot? Number 16. Again, I'd love for people in the comments to discuss what are the best ways to support autistic people. And again, how can we support autistic people who are poets, artists, and lyrical writers? How can we promote their works, and how can we help more autistic people to become poets, artists, and lyrical writers, promoting and selling autistic poetry, art, and lyrical writing, artwork, and things like that. And again, it could be displayed in museums. Maybe there could be ways to support autistics to sell their artwork in auction houses and online and things like that. I'll probably showing my age, I guess. I don't know if people what platform people use now. I suppose it was eBay. It's probably now Amazon or whatever. But yeah, on online auctions or whatever auction houses there are, or whatever, however people sell their stuff, Gumtree or whatever. But yeah, maybe also more up market sort of thing, so autistic people can get the best price for their poetry, art, especially their artwork, and also writing perhaps as well. Number 17, I'd love for autistic people to be supported to use their imaginations. And I suppose people call it spiky skills, a spiky skills profile. So they say sometimes autistic people, when people talk to them or they struggle with their verbal skills or even be able to speak at all, but they can be really good artists or things like that, or poets, artists, writers, or things like that. I think the main one is art, which autistic people can often excel in, but maybe some autistic people who are really good at poetry and recall writing as well. And about 18, as I say, I love to work with others, perhaps to network and promote a positive image of autism and autistics. Number 19, I'd love to support and empower women with autism. Again, going on my use of alliterations, as it's a Wednesday. So women's empowerment, women with autism, and that kind of thing. And number 20, also maybe autistic people being encouraged to work on empowering fellow autistic people all around the world. So autistic people from Britain, America, France, Germany, or wherever else could go to Nigeria or Kenya, and especially those who are successful in their chosen field, so autistic poets, autism writers, or whatever it might be, to go and teach their fellow autistics all around the world, including women, as I say. It'd be great to find out about stories of autistic women, especially some of the struggles as well, but also some of the success stories and strengths of autistic women in STEM, business, again, poetry, art, writing, or whatever it might be. And as I say, to connect together worldwide, and again, maybe do projects on helping autistic people from Africa and Asia and around the world, Latin America, the Americas, and wherever else, Australasia, for instance, or all around the world, really, in poetry, art, writing, in different areas. And on that note, I'm out, and peace and love.